So finally, after waiting for 30 days, we just got the monthly candle close. So how does the monthly candle close of XRP look like? And what does the monthly close in Bitcoin show us? Is it showing an optimistic scenario? Is the idea of us having that bullish narrative, the bullish season, still there? You're going to actually understand that the market shows you a lot of different signs. These signals should not be ignored. Dollar closed to the downside. On a monthly, it broke the moving average to the downside. You're looking at gold, it's going to the upside. Silver, it's going to the upside. Bitcoin shows you this. Now that means one thing is clear. Whether you're looking at it on a monthly as a macro guy, or you're zooming in with a weekly, daily, whichever you prefer, you kind of get the trend, which is easy. But in this video, I'm going to give you one simple thing for you and every one of us, which can be so useful when you are looking at any single asset in any single time horizon which you prefer. So if you are opening up a chart, say it's XRP, and you're going for a weekly or a daily chart, whichever you want, this tool will be so easy for you. It makes things so easy that you know, okay, this is the direction. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. So when we actually talk through this, I want to actually give you one thing. This is not a joke. This is the easiest way which you can understand the trend on any asset. Say you're a new guy in the market, this is going to be super helpful. What is it? Say you look at XRP. You're looking at XRP on a monthly. What's your trend? Just look at the moving average and the direction of the moving average. If the moving average is pointing you to the upside, one, it's bullish, it's 50%, okay. If the price is above that moving average, now that's a valid trend. You can say, okay, wherever a dip comes, I'm gonna buy in. That's what I think. Now, that's a monthly, so your horizon is so long, and if you don't have that amount of patience, you're slowly zooming in. So while we were here in the recent days, we had a time where the trend was down, the price was below that. That was not a bullish scenario. You're forming a bullish reversal pattern, but on the trend side, it was not. Now we go zoom in on a daily, 3-day, and you're looking at, for the next 3 days, it shows like, we need to do something, we need to break higher. You're zooming in, okay, are we doing the same thing on a daily? And that's where you're like, okay, the price is below the moving average, which is 1, the factor 1, and 2, it's showing you to the downside. And I'm like, okay, the price is showing me to the downside, but then you go deep and you're like, okay, what's the probability of that? RSI is showing you upside direction. So when you zoom in, you see RSI is pointing towards the upside. So yes, the price is coming down, but big guys are buying in. That's something you need to actually keep in mind. Whenever you get the divergence, that's somewhere I will buy, or where I would say that's a good area to buy in, where you get a double bottom precisely. Now, before we continue, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do consider that. I'm watching a lot of you guys smashing that like button, and I'm so happy about that. And in these recent videos, I've understood something. People are learning a lot. They're sending me a lot of comments, messages, and I'm really, really happy about that. Now, the world we live in is same. It didn't change, but it's already corrupted. So if you don't understand where to stand, just focus which direction the money is flowing. That is going to help you to watch money flowing in front of you. So now, take as much as you want, but it's not like a bank robbery. You are literally playing according to the rules, and you can take a big chunk of it outside. So if you follow the big money, that kind of gives you an easy idea or edge in the market. SEC is getting screwed, which is a good news for the crypto. So now when you look at the entire segment, like the macro, the micro, crypto, stocks, everything together, you're like, okay, there is something happening. How long can this crypto run up continue? 3 months, 6 months, we don't know. But as soon as you see a divergence, at least on a daily to 3 day, depending on which asset you're picking, that should give you an idea. Because on the monthly, this is something which we all should focus on. If not, you'll miss big time on the actual picture. So this is Bitcoin on a monthly. Look at all these previous times. When you broke the moving average on a monthly, the moving average on the monthly pointing you to the upside, 1. 2, the price staying above that moving average. So second point here is the price actually came to retest that moving average and it bounced off. That is a huge signal. So that was back in 2015, 2016, then 2019, 2020. Now here we are, 2023. That shows you something. If you are to say, I want to know what the market thinks, this is exactly what the market thinks. So if you take that idea back into XRP and look at a monthly chart, you're like, okay, the moving average is showing me upside direction. Price has returned to the moving average and bounced off. I don't think this is a bearish scenario. What I do think is something like this. We had the first burst. Great. We had the second burst. You came back down below the moving average, played it out. You came below the moving average, you played off. And then you went back up and you got this volatility. You went back up and you're getting this volatility on a monthly. So I'm like, okay, if history itself is playing almost not the accurate 99.9% accuracy, but it's still 90% the same, which means if we are in the market, we are just looking for something. Historically, around 53 in the RSI is where XRP turns bullish. This is 52.12. We have seen historically when XRP RSI on a monthly is above 53, you're watching price going nuts. You're watching price going higher. Now we are at 52.12. Remember, a month back when I was saying, watch, I think the weekly RSI may only enter the overbought territory for XRP on a weekly by Jan. Some of them were like, no, how can that happen? We are going to blast off. I'm like, yes, we will. I'm not saying we won't. I'm saying it's going to take a little bit of time. And now it's like, okay, we are doing almost as we thought it's going to do. Now the 3-day chart is showing you, I want to bounce off, I want to reverse, I want to do something. But then you go on the daily and you're like, okay, it's still trying to bounce off. It didn't bounce off yet. So even if you assume there is going to be a bounce off in next 2 weeks, you're going to come back up to test this 0.71. First, you need to see the daily RSI reaching the overbought territory. So you're going to get something like this, which is good, which is great. A dollar mark breaking through that is great. Now, what you want next is on the 3-day, you want to see this trend continuing and you entering here. At this point, you should start the run up above that dollar towards 1.5. That is going to be a big pop scenario. Fine. Now, after all of this comes in the weekly move to the upside. That usually brings one of the big pops in almost every assets we have seen, whether it's the first time or the second time you used to see big pops. Now, last time you didn't have a lot of exchanges participating, so those pops were small. This time it's different. It's coming back to that point where you have all these exchanges listing XRP. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a 10x moves like this, a 10, boom, boom, boom. Price going up, that's still possible, heavily possible. Say, you go look at, some of these AI tokens and you'll be looking at them and saying like, whoa, they are playing out the history as it is. They were doing like this, like a 10, 15x, boom, right? That was how it started. It corrected down, then again it went up 20x, boom, that was great. Then again it did like 7x before it dropped. So now when you look at Fetch, it's like, okay, it's doing a 10x, then it corrected. So history is playing out, whether we like it or not. Last time when they made the top, that's where money moved into payments. This time they haven't made the top yet. So I'm like, okay, maybe December, maybe Jan, early part of Jan, AI tokens are gonna actually touch a roof and then correct back down. Now, if you do look at all of them one by one and you're putting the point in and saying like, okay, they may actually do something good, they're already doing something good. They're actually moving back up. If you actually look at where they are and where they started this bottom, they're already like 7-8x up, which is not bad. Now from here, if you are to say they are going to do another 10x before a correction, that is going to look like this. So general sense is like, okay, you have a trend line which you can easily plot here. Say you take a ray, you kind of project it to the upside. Like, okay, that makes some kind of sense. It's trending channel, which kind of gives you an idea, okay, that's possible. Great, but what does this mean? You still have some time to watch XRP pumping while the others in this exact same market pump. That is where you should not make mistake. You need to know which of these assets are running. And that's exactly why in the SI family, people are growing. People are coming in more and more and they are finding value. Why? Because we are going through all of this. When I'm opening a trade, even today we closed fetch with what, 75% profit and moved it into a couple of other assets. Those are small trades, short-term trades. You're looking for next 2 weeks to 2 months to get a decent ROI at your target and exit. So if you are looking for that kind of thing, you can join the 760 members in the SI family using this link of Patreon. In YouTube, it's in the description. In Twitter, it's in the bio. So if you are now thinking like, okay, I want to learn this stuff, there is a lot of videos in YouTube where you can learn. Or buy a book. Say you want to look at the psychology of market. So go for Trading in the Zone. Mark Douglas. That's a great book. Or if you are like, no, I'm starting. I don't know the basics of this. Cool. It's okay. We all came through that phase. Just it took me some time. It's been 8 years starting every single day. So that's, I learned the basics from Steve Nyson, I think. The book was Japanese Candlestick Charting Techniques. If you are that guy who have the drive to learn more, yeah, it will take some time for sure. This will come with time, but you can reach this phase. While you do that, test that in the market, back test all of this in the market. That's why I'm saying for anyone who's new, old, wherever they are in the technical analysis side, look at the direction of the moving average. If the moving average is pointing you to the upside, it's good. Then if the price is above that moving average, it's super bullish. So on a higher time frame, when you get this, it's like, whoa, the trend is great. Any pullback should be a huge buying opportunity. And the market gives that. The market kind of, gives a lot of opportunity. 50-60% drop is not a small thing. But once you already complete a 50-60% drop, then you're not anticipating another 50-60% drop. Instead, you're looking for something small, 20-30. That should be a good buy zone once you do that. So I'm watching a lot of people screaming, we are going to go another 50-60% down. And I'm like, maybe it's true, but this is history. We learn from history and we plot that in almost every different asset which has some value and which seems undervalued and which seems it can go higher in the SI family. So guys, if you receive value, smash that like button for me. I appreciate all of you guys for smashing that like button each and every single video. I'm so thankful for that. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.